take you home again, Kathleen.
Steve, did you ever go through the Kennecott copper mine and use them?
No.
It's good to buy this.
That place is for sale.
There you are.
Fresh meat and groceries.
I guarantee you can't get them here now.
Guarantee it won't be fresh.
Oh, I bet you those, I think
Live cheap.
sure
Ice cream cone's 95 cents.
I know it.
They don't buy it though.
They don't buy it.
What do they do here?
They used to go around
They make money.
there to make money. Basic stores and parks. You want to hang a lot? No.
No, we
Is
ain't
that
hanging
stop
on.
sign for us?
This is the old school I was telling you about. God, if you didn't learn, they'd throw you down the hill. At the end of you. See, it's a school.
I don't believe that high school is in session.
Well, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rustler's Roost in Tempe, Arizona, at South Point Mountain. We want to introduce to you our Western star for this evening, Miss Dolly Dorothy Matz, who will give us the entertainment for tonight.
Hey! All right, Dorothy!
She got that on camera.
Can you sell me a special kind of stamp? One to send a letter from this crazy lonely man back into the waste of you.
Sing it, Dorothy!
My living thing. I need to tell her now I know how long my love will last. They say hindsight's
2020.
but I'm nearly going blind. I'm staring at her photograph and wishing she was mine. It's that same old lost love story. It's sad, but it's true. There was a time when she was mine in 1982. Losing my mind, going back in time to 1982.
All right, Dorothy!
Thank you, Dorothy Matz. Very good.
That's going to be a funny one to watch on the film, I'll tell you.
We'll hear again from Dorothy a little while later, and we also hear from her co-star, Mr. Matz. What's the next number?
Well, let's see, I don't think you'll know that one.
Now she'll put on a girl's number. You get up.
All right. That was good, though. She did a good job on that.
You know that? Come on.
Stevie's, he has to have a thing to reduce that down. I don't think he might not have that.
I do have that.
Well, you
No,
got it with you?
don't play that over.
Of course.
Well, you want to take a picture of our bathroom?
No, it ain't been cleaned today.
Does it have any ice in it? Does it have any ice in it, Dorothy?
What?
No ice in my bathroom.
Sing. Tell me once so I can turn this thing on.
Now, wait a minute, wait a minute. You'll have to find something he knows, and I'm...
Yeah, I don't think you have any of those on there.
Clint, if you don't know these songs, you'll never know them.
That's true.
I'll be one of those hillbilly comedians that come on, you know,
There.
that do those jokes. You know.
good, good. Are you getting this?
I'm
No,
getting no
whenever.
Marty's card. Oh,
It's to you.
my birthday. Oh,
There's a good number, Clint.
Take it, Clint.
You don't know that one, Clint. That's a nice,
Ain't a thing.
that's a nice slow one.
Should have said now. I just never took the time.
you are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. That's all I know.
Just you know the rest of it, damn it, come on.
If I didn't listen.
All the lonely, lonely time.
Come on, Clint.
I don't know it.
And if I,
Take it, Steve. Take it, Steve.
I'm so happy that you're mine.
Come on, Clint, you know this line.
How long can you look at one verse in a
You're
car?
always on my mind. You're always on my mind.
All right.
That's all I know. Me.
And did you sweet love tonight? What's my name? Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. Keep you satisfied, you know that.
You two ought to do Louisiana Woman and Mississippi Man.
Yeah.
That's what you two ought to learn. Who are those two people that did that? Loretta Lynn and who's the guy?
What?
I'll bet you he didn't sell as many records as Elvis
No
Presley.
way.
No, I don't think so, but he has popular songs.
Hey, I
Yeah,
I
he's
think
got
I agree with you.
I agree with you.
I'll tell you what, when a kid was selling records, Elvis never held a candle to this guy.
Well,
Ah, Clint, that's not true.
All right.
you got a $10 bet with me.
Okay.
That's my experience.
Like taking candy.
With my
from a fish.
experience
You know I'm
Tell us
the-
your experience, Mr.
in
Anthony.
the
I didn't
record
do it.
business, I would have to question that statement,
All right.
Clint.
Now,
I do not think that Conway Twitty matched Elvis Presley in the record-selling business.
Oh, yeah. They're
no way.
bastards.
Well, I'll have my assistant here speak up, and what is your opinion of that, George?
Well, I think that you're right, because
Well, I could make some money here
Because of
tonight.
the- more
I
or less
read
the
the
youth.
statistics 3-4 months ago.
Well, I'm telling you, I read it too. And we must have read different publications, because here we have 1, 2, 3. Which way are you going, George, besides moving that camera? Are you
I
going
would say that Presley sold more
You
records.
got 4-1 against you.
What do you
make a
say?
lot of money.
Really make some bucks here.
Yes.
how do we find this out?
Very easy to find out.
How?
Go right down to our book downstairs. It's in there.
is there a
Is
song
that right?
that he made that says, "Hello, darling"?
That's
That was Conway Twitty.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that joke
Oh, yeah.
What's the joke?
about the Baptist minister?
He went from church
No.
from house to house.
Yeah.
He looked like
That's funny.
Conway Twitty. He went from house to house. He was just a new minister in the neighborhood. So he went from house to house to see his people, you know. He'd always wait till everybody, all the guys went to work, and then go to the house to see the women and talk to them. And he knocks on the door, and a lady comes to the door. And he says, she says, oh my gosh, you look like Conway Twitty. He says, well, I'm not. He says, I'm your new minister at the Baptist Church. Oh, well. So the next door, knocks on the door. She opens the door, she says, oh, Conway Twitty. He says, no, I'm your minister in the church here. And she's all dressed up and duded up. He gets way down the line there somewhere, and here comes a gal. She knocks on the door. She's holding a towel around her, and she says, oh my God, you look like Conway Twitty. She just drops the towel. He said, hello, dog.
Hello, darling. Hello, darling.
That's all.
Well, let me know when you want to sing. I'll put this thing on.
Sing, damn it.
I
You
don't
know that.
Damn, he doesn't know any of them.
Come on, Clint, get up on the stage.
Send me a big bouquet of roses.
Then
Hey, Clint, get up here on the stage. God damn it, that's part of your responsibility as a host is to get up here on the stage.
Will
No,
you?
I get up here on the stage.
I did my act, you get up and do yours.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you overdone it, baby.
No, she just
I want to talk to you about that tomorrow morning.
What?
Everybody takes turns. Clint, it's
Right.
yours.
Well, where's your turn? No, I don't really want to see it.
Come on.
I don't even want to see it.
We want you up
that
here.
one.
You know that one? Here we are at the Hilton in Mesa, Arizona. We're going into our private dining room that was set up. Here is the private dining room where Clinton Matz and Dorothy Matz from
Oh.
Chugwater, Wyoming,
Oh, just stand up and
Yes,
say
it-
hi.
and George Anthony from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes. And who else is in this room? Who else is
Well, they're
coming?
behind you here, but can't turn around. Dr. Anthony is
Oh, Dr. Anthony and his wife have just walked in? Oh, my. Where are they?
Stop. They
Put me on camera here.
You're a camera.
Hey, Joycey.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
And who are these people, Mr. Anthony?
Joyce, I'm never gonna give you another real estate deal ever again. Too
What?
lazy to go out looking to have the person come to your house.
I
She was
know.
here. I saw her.
You didn't go out looking for land. You don't. They know what you missed.
I know what I
Next to
saw.
George, so Joyce is next to you.
Oh, I said it.
When you get experience, Steve, you know on paper.
Hey, I'm sorry. You know, you missed. You paid. They got a good deal going right now.
Yeah,
You're selling it.
I saw it.
That Suncor is a good deal.
I saw it. Well, who else have we invited here? Prince Charles?
Huh? Who made reservations?
He told me that
I thought you told another couple.
two people were coming over, and I said, you never told me.
I never did. I said, Tim, I said, oh, Tim. I said,
What's the other couple
I said, make
say?
reservations for 8, I said.
No, I know, but what's the other couple that was at your house then?
Well, they were there for lunch. It was Cupid and then John. They came to the left. They just came to the
See, I didn't know. I said, how many people? He said that.
No, I made it for 8 originally, and then he came home and he says, yeah, I guess John and did this, and I said, gee, you never told me that, I better call him back.
Going to see it. I could see it, the aerial plan. That's all I need to see. After you
Yeah,
get
Steve
experience
has a
like me,
video
that's all you
on it,
need to
don't
see. All you need to see now,
Hey, we have a video on it.
You come to my house tomorrow, and I'll show you the.
all
video.
you need to do now is to know where the last development is and where the water and sewer is and where the land is, and that's all you need to know.
Well, Ray told me that they borrowed $5 million on the latest deal. They haven't sold it all out. And it's called Suncor. They bought the land for $7,000 an acre.
That's
Okay.
right.
And that, they did this over almost 10 months ago, I believe.
Help the young lady out and tell her what you're drinking.
Well, first of all, I want this contract to and what? Bloody Mary, that she's holding.
Okay?
Just gotta
What
think
I
harder,
found
you'll
as I
get
got
back in.
older, There's very little that I don't
to
say.
create
but
my
I pretty much
dreams.
do and say what I want.
Certain capabilities.
Most people don't.
That is.
Yes, okay? Everybody's between 0 to 100%. I think as you self-evolve, in terms of, your own not maturity, I don't use that word there, but I mean, as you evolve in terms of your own ability and whatever, you get to a point where you do less and less that you repress things. As a psychologist, I have tremendous liberties to say and do what I want because people think he's crazy, to shrink, and so what? I've always tended to talk that way, but I mean, I do it more so. Most people tend to dream things that are either unfulfilled, unresolved, things that take place during the day. See,
Well,
for
you dream
example,
about
I
your
might have a conversation with somebody, if I think they're a jerk, if I don't tell them they're a jerk with my mouth, I'll say it with a non-verbal. Other people are more polite, you follow me? And I might go to you later and say, George, what do you think of that guy? I said, what do you mean? I said, I think the guy's really an ass. What do you think? Well, I guess now I think about it, I guess he's got some problem or something. You'd say it real nice and polite, you follow me? Because you protect you're very polite.
You're not.
I'm not, that's exactly right.
He
He's not as bad as he sounds.
Well, no, I'm
He
good.
always acts like he's terrible
But
or
people
something.
misinterpret what I say. I'm not bad.
I mean, I'm sure when you're dealing with patients, you might be blunt, but, I mean, you're not blunt to our friends, right? You may be direct.
I'm very direct with that.
You don't hurt people's feelings to say, because there's a lot of people I would tell you to say things to them.
Oh, you would use me.
No, but I mean, there's some friends that have some, I've never heard you say anything mean to anybody, really. I'm trying to get the better side of him tonight, is that the deal? No, but he doesn't.
How many tapes have you taken since you've been?
Yeah.
I'd love to.
She's taken a lot.
I'm gonna.
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't.
One of them wouldn't run out.
Half of them was inside of houses, looking at rooms and toilets and
Well,
stuff like that.
Shower
I don't know why she does
Toilets,
that.
shower
You know why?
stalls.
Should get that ice at the
Trip is
point in
taxed
time.
up
In the urinal.
This trip is tax deductible.
Well, it'd be nice.
That's why she has more money than you have.
That's why it'd be nice if it was taxed.
Isn't that why you're filming all that stuff? Aren't you up here on a real estate trip?
Of course. Hey, you should think about that. You ought to get a good accountant.
George,
Joyce.
Like
You must
you
have a
run
lousy
that?
one.
couldn't you run that and call her, and let her get us a
Joyce?
little bill?
Charge her.
She's
What?
here on a
I'm
bond
serious.
trip.
He has a point there. You should have a good accountant who said you come over here to look at property and check real estate. and
Maybe
so
she
forth.
does.
Not from what she talked, I don't think she has.
How do you know that, Stephen? How do you know what I do in my life?
I just said, from
You
the
told
way
me
you
you hadn't
talk,
worked
I don't
at
think
2
you have too
years
good of an
with
accountant.
Joyce.
I think it's pretty good. She hasn't worked in 2 years. That's right.
Accountant has nothing to do with
As
that.
young as she is.
Say that louder, that's so
Yes,
good.
it's loud, Stephen.
I said, as young as Joyce is, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I can understand a guy like you. 60, what, 4, 5? I'm sorry, 3.
Yes.
You 3?
How old are you?
43.
Must be 60.
How old are you, George? Look, it's 2. Wow, you kind of get old too. Joyce, what are you, about 53, 4? Is that right?
I thought you were 49.
Just
Joyce?
Pretty good ages.
I was gonna say, you better be careful how you guess people. This guy does not, didn't know anything about bartending or anything, little Chinese guy. The first he gives me this drink and have a reddish color, and I said, that's not bourbon Diet Coke. He thought I said burgundy and Diet Coke, so. I said, no, I want bourbon and Diet Coke. So then he brings out like a whiskey bottle, and I said, no, that's not bourbon. I said, no, I want Jim Beam, okay, and I saw it over there. Well, I guess everybody was watching. He poured 4 shots on my set of bourbon with a splash of Diet Coke. And I had 2 of those drinks. That's why when I got to the other place, I had no idea what was happening. I kept ordering my bourbon and Diet Coke, but I already had about 8 drinks.
Hey, Glenn, I told her that's where we want to go to get our drinks.
Hey, there used to be a place like that in Rock Springs. It was a bar where all the miners and those guys used to hit. As soon as they'd get off of work, they'd head for that
Not
bar.
common.
That's the kind of
Most
place
people
I
are-
That damn guy in that bar,
Right.
you'd think $7,
I always want
$10
Diet
a
Coke.
little
Cut down
bottle.
on calories.
He'd pour you a glass.
They usually don't have anything
They weren't
but
quite
Diet
this
Coke
big.
anymore.
They were like that one your son
Yeah, like
took
they don't
there.
have Diet 7 on.
It'd be that far from the top, and you wanted a whiskey 7, and pour a little 7 in there. That was it. Those guys would drink those and chase it with beer.
Oh, I know.
Those old miners, guys would all stop in there and have about 2 or 3 of them, and out the door
Oh, I
they'd go.
know. Right.
Go home.
That's it.
See, I used to drink a lot of
They
straight
make fun of me
liquor, like,
sometimes
I
about places
drink
that
a lot
I
of
want to go,
wild
because I
turkey.
like to have, I want them to make a decent drink. I hate it when they use the gun and press a button, and that's all you
Yeah,
get.
you don't know it.
I like to have a decent drink.
90% of the bars
3 or 4 3 say wild turkey.
Well, they're all, not only one, they're all of it.
Was there
Okay,
four?
would you stand? Birthday to you.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday, dear Clint.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
And many more.
How old are you? What do you
You should ask him how young he is.
What he says.
I know how old
How
are you? How young are you?
3 hours and 45
Hey, Clint.
minutes.
Clint,
What?
Hello, darling. How about singing us a tune? Hello,
I
darling.
didn't see you. Oh, no.
come on, come on.
I didn't
Hello, darling.
Yeah, that's
Hey, Clint, they didn't hear the story. Tell them the
Oh,
story
didn't
about it.
tell me.
Preach it.
No, we don't hear that.
Well, there's a guy that
I just really wish you wouldn't do that, but.
Everybody wishes I wouldn't do this.
She do this all the
She's
time.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a toy she got.
And she's going through.
Yes.
That's it for the special. Like, it's just that.
Is
little-
that it?
That was just that.
That was
little note.
it. Joyce, put the camera away.
What's
Cindy, you're okay.
What is the market price on?
The market price is
lobster?
$24.95.
Gee, really? You get two or one?
One.
How big?
Medium.
Gee, really? Gee, they got problems here a lot.
That is.
They don't want to serve it.
What
I
did
think
you
they're
say?
working on it.
They're willing to serve it. Get a large cup.
I will eat a large
All right, then.
Really?
Tell Clint to get a large.
You will, but I just don't eat it.
I love prime rib. That's one of my favorite
That is
things.
my
He
favorite.
said it's.
Bar tell us, isn't that always been
Whatever,
good?
you know,
Prime
that's
rib is
something you don't
excellent.
make, you know.
I've only served it once, and I looked at the gentleman ate it very quickly.
I love it.
It's like,
Hey,
all you
I mean,
know.
look at
he
here.
did it, but
Hey,
no,
Joyce.
I mean,
Yes.
he finished it real quick.
If this young lady would have been in my apartment,
Oh, my
if
God.
she would have been in my apartment visiting, who would have got that ring?
She would.
She would have got it.
She would have.
Certainly.
I would.
But it had nothing to do with, because she's much younger than, you know that.
I know
Just
that,
the idea,
yes.
because she wearing Indian jewelry. Hey, I offered you the ring, go ahead and laugh. I
You
offered-
never did. I would have taken any rings you
Oh, you're
offered
a lot.
me.
Come on, you
Nor
done
me.
a lot
Don't tell
too.
a
Hey, George.
It was about this big.
I saw
Nor
it.
me either,
Why, did
Arlene.
you?
I would have taken it.
You were,
Arlene, I was
I
hurt.
love
Arlene,
rings.
you are a liar.
You never offered me. You
I-
showed it to me.
No, I did too.
Did you give it to-
What
did you order?
Somebody was just wearing a ring on
Which
it.
Steve?
I was gonna give it to some,
Dad.
Alone, I would have taken it. 'Cause
Well-
I said, we never fight. We never
Why
fight.
is everybody yelling?
we're
That's
discussing
not
that.
When I first
Well,
came
because
here,
I-
Close the door.
new here or something?
Dorothy, why don't you understand, this is the way the Anthony's discussed.
I'm
It must
finding
be.
this out.
That's it. We're not fighting. Joyce,
Yes, sir.
would you tell her we're discussing?
I've been telling
If
her.
you think this bad, you ought to see his kid get together with this mess.
Hey,
Oh,
these
God.
kids are sharp.
Yeah?
I know that.
And they discuss the same as we do.
Yeah.
We discuss.
That boy's the same damn way.
See, I talk louder than most people because I can't hear that well. No, really, that's true. No.
We're just,
Oh, all right.
you said we're just discussing, Laura.
Wait a
We're
minute,
just
wait a minute.
discussing.
Tell about the embarrassing moment.
Arlene is
All right,
partial
Rebecca,
hearing
tell us-
handicap.
I just tell them I talk louder than
My wife, Arlene Joyce Lebo, who became Arlene Joyce Anthony approximately 20 years ago.
Yeah, we have the same
Has
name.
partial hearing deficit. Hearing deficit. Similar to my speech deficit. However, the story goes like this, Joyce. You really want the story?
I'm talking about the embarrassing
Yes.
moment. Okay.
Okay, Arlene and I both kind of help out at church. And approximately about a year ago, we were helping out at services.
Listen to this story. This
And
is really deep.
part of, we're both been ordained by our church as Eucharistic ministers. And we kind of help distribute communion. So that morning, we're there at 9 o'clock mass, and we're starting to walk up. The altar is up, and there's a group of steps you walk up. And as we're walking up, I kind of noticed myself that my wife's slip.
Yes, I can hear it.
My wife's slip is partially showing. It's a little bit, I've seen a lot of women's, slips show. It doesn't bother you. So I never thought about it. We got up there, and we break the bread, and get it all organized, come down and give out distributing communion. And my wife, she gets down fast. There's about 8 of us that are helping distribute communion. And I'm kind of one of the last ones coming down. And I looked over, shut up, will you? Fuck you. I looked over at Arlene. Oh, okay. I looked over at Arlene, and she was standing right next to me. And I could not believe what I saw. I looked over, and she was giving communion out, and her slip laid on her heels. And I thought, does she know that she's got a slip that has fallen off her body, that is wrapped around her heels? And I thought, my God, I don't think she even feels it. She does have very poor tactile defenses. So, before I knew it, I was going to go over and help. Then I realized that it finally had a message that sent to her brain, and she realized that she had a slip.
When I saw the first guy lying, he looked at me, he looked
And
real
she looked
strange.
down.
And I
She
went
looks
to
down.
move, no, I went to move position, and something was wrapped around my ankles.
That's how good her tactile feel is. So anyway, the part that's even more beautiful, the guy looked at her strange, obviously. And I said, shit, we gotta help her out, but I got my hands filled with communion, I'm gonna give out. And I looked at her, and all she did was very simply, she stepped out of the slip, kicked it to the side, kept giving communion out. And the slip, and there was this nice Catholic nun.
No more for her.
Who was about the 15th person to receive communion. She gets her communion, sweeps up the slip, walks off with it, and of course, you know, it's just a very...
Tell him, was it a good slip, a nice slip, a funny slip? It was a red slip. What was she wearing?
The slip, hey, the slip was from,
The Lady in Red.
I think you were very...
the slip was from Fredericks of Hollywood.
slim-waisted.
The slip was from Fredericks of Hollywood.
What you have to understand, Joyce, is I've always accused Arlene of having what I call poor tactile senses, that she doesn't really sense things. And the honest to God truth is, that slip fell down, and until that guy looked at her, she had no idea
I
she had
stepped aside to
she
move
had a
down.
slip wrapped around her ankle.
That's real concentration on her work.
Oh my God. After at the end of the service, everybody said, oh, you handled that. You were so good.
But I want to give her credit for that.
I'm standing there and thinking,
Even though she could not feel that slip, but I mean, I sometimes wonder how people, where their senses are. However, the part that I thought was beautiful was how she stepped out and just kicked it aside like, it's inconsequential. Right now I got to give communion, that's the job.
I thought it was very good about my wife, what she did.
That's right.
It was
I thought it was
wonderful.
fantastic, because I know other women that would have dropped the communion and run out embarrassed. And the woman
But
was
not your
good.
wife.
She kicked it aside. My job is to give communion.
I do, I put my
Right.
mind.
About the Each Old Last Night.
Essalon still exists. It's in Big Sur, California. And about 20 years ago, I went there. And at that time, it was a very creative, radical, avant-garde place where a lot of very, very famous people were doing very creative things in the area of psychology and education. There was a guy by the name of, did you ever see the movie, hear the movie Bob, Carol, Ted, and Alice?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was filmed near Essalon. Okay, but that was time, everybody was going into themselves, trying to find out who they were and where they belonged in life. There was a very famous therapist here by the name of Fritz Perls. And I went to his workshop in Gestalt therapy. But it was like you're on the ocean, you know, there's hot tubs and everybody's nude in these tubs, you know, you're kind of, you go to a workshop and then you go down in the tubs and everybody's sitting nude and take your choice, either go in with your swimsuit or take it off, you know. And everybody else has got their suits off, so you learn to kind of, you know, experience life in its raw sense. That reminds me of that black guy who says raw.
Who? Oh, wow. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie. Anyway, well, you know, because Eddie was the last time he was in town, we were talking about that. Anyway. But going on, okay.
Talk, Arlene.
Eddie Murphy and Stephen are real good friends. The point I wanted to make was this. I went to this workshop, and it was by Fritz Perls, who's a very famous person in Gestalt therapy. In the workshop, there were psychiatrists, psychologists, as well as patients. Same workshop. People went out there because up until that time, people that were in this field they're very much like Freud. They were very psychoanalytically oriented. There was new therapies that we practice today in the real world being developed there. Traditional psychiatrists and psychologists were sending patients there they couldn't fix. They would send them to Essalon and say, go out there. I understand they do some really weird things or crazy things or think maybe we could go out there. So I was in a workshop for a week with Fritz Perls. There was a guy from Toronto, Canada. And in Gestalt therapy, everybody has their chance to be worked with by the master. There's a hot seat. We all took our turns in the hot seat over the week.
Yeah.
That's your moment. And one of the things we do in Gestalt therapy is if you have a problem with your husband, your wife, your mother, they bring another chair up. And you learn to have a dialogue or a communication. You pretend the person's sitting in the chair in front of you.
Oh, okay.
And you play both roles. Like you'll talk to pretend your mother's not there, but you'll pretend your mother's there. And you'll talk to her and you'll say, you know, I really have a lot of confidence with you, you know, I'm very angry with you. There's things you've done to me I don't like. And then you have to go over and sit in the other chair and respond the way your mother would respond to you. Meantime, a therapist is watching all this. Everybody gets their shot. Well, there's this guy from Toronto, Canada, and it was his turn, and he's sitting next to this therapist, and Fritz says, "Who are you?" He introduces himself. He says, "Why are you down here?" He says, "Well, I have a problem." He says, "I've been in therapy for a couple of years." He says, "I don't know how to get a penile erection anymore." And he says, "I'm really upset about this." And, you know, at first it sounds funny, but it's pretty serious because the guy, up until 2 years ago, was able to have an erection with his penis, and now he can't have an erection. And he's very upset about it. I mean, at first I laughed myself at first, but I thought, shit, this is true. This guy's really upset about this. And he said, we're working with his therapist, and he does not know how to get his penis hard anymore. He's about 35, 40-ish. So he said, you know, he tells this whole story of how he's been in therapy, it hasn't helped, and why he's out there. And so the chair's there, and so Fritz says, okay, he says, well, here's what I want you to do. He says, I want you to put your penis on that chair over there. And so the guy looked at him real serious. He says, you're going to put your penis right there, and we're going to talk to that penis. And he says, put your penis there. The guy goes, no, he starts real serious. He says, you sure? And then, first of all, Fritz didn't realize what he was doing. So he says, just want your penis right there on the chair. So he starts to unzip. He says, do I really have to put it out there? Oh, no. He says, the penis is there. You just talk to your penis. Of course, meantime, I'm sitting there and I said, shit.
Is this for real?
My God, this guy's going to take his cock out and talk to
Is this for real?
Yeah, it's for real. Yeah, it's for real. You dumbass, you. What do you say that's for real?
Dumb shit like
Everything
that.
around this table is for real.
True stories.
That would be as good as anything. That would be as good as anything.
That's what he did. He hooked. Get up. Please get up.
Oh, dear.
She was the odds of it. I'm sure she banged a few people before she left there. Or got banged.
Prim and proper.
I'll tell you how great the place was. I was in the hot tubs, and I would say that 75 to 80% of the people, well, 2/3 of the people were professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever. Out of the other 1/3, 1/6 were legitimate patients that had been going to some psychologist that weren't getting help. The other 6, they were the smart ones. I met a plumber, an electrician. I said, what the hell are you all doing here? They said, this is the greatest place. Come here for a weekend workshop. You get all the free ass you want. You can fuck anybody here on these grounds. It's the greatest time you could ever have in your entire life. I said,
What in the hell were you learning? That I want to know.
I want to know how many
What did
years
you
ago.
know?
I want to know too, Joyce. All I know, he came back normal, but a friend of his came back flying. I mean, that was crazy. He came back and said, oh,
I'm gonna tell you.
he said, that was the greatest place in the world.
That friend that she's talking about, if I had not been married, I think I had a child too.
The one on the way.
That friend left graduate school.
Was it a female?
No, that's the guy.
That friend's left because we were out there, and there was a very famous psychiatrist by the name of Adolf Rolf. Rolf. Ida Rolf, who had a special massage technique that's very famous in this country.
Mine was very
It's all
famous,
done.
and people give me a chance
It's all
to use
done in the nude. It's all done in the nude. He left graduate school, went to Miami, Florida, and began making over $100,000 a year immediately, doing the Rolfian massage techniques. Drove a Mercedes-Benz, had a sailboat, everything. I was offered
could
the
do
same
that.
opportunity, I went back with the graduate school,
All right, why not?
and here I am today. I hope you got all that on tape.
I don't know the Rockium side, but I'm willing to go ahead and charge half the price for the Anthium. The Anthium massage.
But
And I
seriously, Jerry,
think
I'm
if you're not satisfied, money will be refunded.
I'll take a cigarette too.
I'll take a cigar. Anybody have one?
Did you say I'll take
Let's
a
send
cigarette?
Gary out for it.
Honey, if you have a cigarette, who's Gary?
The,
I'll have
Mayor
one
D.
too. Do you remember that? And when I have all those bourbons and Diet Coke, I went through 2 packs of cigarettes. No, one
You're
pack,
kidding.
I should say.
You told me you love to have them.
I never told you that.
And Jessica,
Every-
Jessica came and told me how she got you.
Hey, all right, this
About
one
her, about-
should be
She's
stopped.
about 72 years of age. She's a nice lady.
It's about your style.
Some people say, hey, he's right. See, don't try to strike up a...
Leave them
He's
tight,
done it
huh?
before. They
Believe me.
He packs up the asking him where he's going. I don't know yet. He'll show up back 6 more months. He'll come back here and do the same.
Nobody said
You're
he- nobody
ridiculous.
said
Last time
I don't know.
He was back
I'm
up
here,
here.
I'm back there.
I said, did they? Guy brought it back. I said, he said, yeah. I said, we don't want these cards. He said, we want you to keep coming back in. I said, fantastic. So I've been educating every other waiter I've had since.
And he wants me to buy that line.
That's right.
Hey, no,
Yes.
Cindy, I better send them more.
It's hot.
So you just take the card, mark it, and no more.
Right.
You're leaving town.
I-
You ought to be
I-
ashamed of yourself.
I'm sorry. Let me see your wedding ring.
Where? Yeah, the place.
They buy you
Speak
drinks,
where we
they want to
live.
do this, they want to do that.
Yeah, they wanna
Okay,
do
hey,
that.
I got a ring on here, here's a computer to go.
Anytime
They like my laugh, you know, I trap the people because I laugh.
You do.
I say, okay, girls, these are the guys.
Anytime
And one guy locked me in the car. He was propositioning a friend of mine.
She gets mad. She goes, the nerve of that guy. I'm so pissed off. He puts me in the car, goes back to this other girl behind the car. I said, Arlene, I can't help you listen, jerk. I'll put you in the car and lock you in. I said, that's dumb. I said, I told the guys where to go. She says, well, don't you think you should do something? I don't know why you're out at 2 a.m. Personally, I like going
I was never out to do
She comes home at 2 a.m. Then she wants to talk to me.
I didn't want to talk.
Is that what you had in mind?
It's half
And
hour.
this is the guy that went to tech school 20 years ago?
Hey, the one.
Doing yours now.
They actually wanted you to
Mesa.
Oh, they did. I don't know they sold them. They had the form right there. If you wanted to make the application and then fill it out and get the insurance.
Just left one birthday party at
And you said,
the lunch again.
I did go like that. You're right. It was like pamphlets. All these pamphlets were there for insurance.
I don't know why this free card keeps coming on.
I guess
Look
I'll
at
ask
on
him
and off
about
all
it
this
tomorrow.
time.
If we did our limit.